Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hanging With Web show right here on HWWS WebTV. I'm GW Pomichter. Hit subscribe and point the click and bell. Boom. Get notified. We have artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, creative minds of all kinds. We don't want you to miss any of them. We've got amazing folks. We are at Central Florida Comic-Con all weekend long. Right now, we are hanging with comic creator Joel Rodriguez. Joel, how are you, man?
Doing good, GW. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, man, you had a good year.
Yeah.
Busy year.
Yes, busy year.
Yes. Dusk County Chronicles.
Yes.
We talked about this fully a year ago now.
Yeah.
And
it was just after the launch of the first issue.
Yeah. You just had that Kickstarter was going.
Yep.
And now here we are. We got issue number 1, issue number 2.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Amazing.
Yeah?
The feedback I've gotten from it has been great. I don't know, for some reason, we talked last time about how I was ruining people's childhoods with my stories. Apparently people like it. They want me to keep doing it.
So parents are going out, like older parents are going out and they're giving these to their middle-aged kids and they're saying, here, all those stories I told you when you were a kid, this guy's gonna turn them into your nightmares.
I kind of want to meet the parents that are doing that.
My mom would do that.
So would mine.
Yeah,
that's why I want to meet them.
I want to meet them because there's a club of them somewhere.
Exactly.
They're the ones that, you know, when we were first leaving home, they used to meet and say how we never called and we never wrote and all that other stuff. And now they're like payback.
Exactly.
And the Dusk County Chronicles, this, if you are one of those parent, grandparent types, this is your revenge. You have to give this to your middle-aged loved one and say, the stories I told you when you were a kid aren't true at all. This is the way it really happened in a dark, twisted way. What am I looking at here? This is issue number 1. I know about this.
Number 2.
Ooh. Dude, there are guys with red eyes in the woods.
Yes.
Don't go there.
Most people don't want to.
Why is he going? I just told him not to go there.
I said most people, you notice how he may be missing some body parts. There are issues with going into Dusk County. You don't want to do it.
Missing body parts. He's still bleeding.
Yes.
He's still walking toward the red-eyed critters.
I mean, he can't necessarily see them. He's blinded by the moon.
Blinded by the moon.
You know? If he's in Dusk County, he can't be the smartest guy, so, I mean...
It's true. But he's being watched.
He is.
Shadowy figures. What am I looking at here, man? Give me a book, give me something.
All right, so...
First of all, why do I want to follow this obviously broken individual into this place?
So the biggest thing about Dusk County is things are never what they seem. The catchphrase that we had with issue number 2 is journey deeper into dusk. And the reason why we do that is because the stories within Dusk County, they get darker. They're grittier. That's why the cover changed so drastically.
It did. This is a major departure.
Yes. And the main reason why we did that is because everything inside got grittier, it got darker. We're going more towards the setting sun. So, Dusk County 1 and 2.
Because dusk wasn't enough. We're going into darkness.
Exactly.
Dusk County, city of darkness. I don't know, I'm making stuff up now.
We're going from 1 and 2 into a separate spin-off series. Because 1 and 2 are short stories. The next issue stops the short stories. And we are starting a 3-issue miniseries called the Dusk County Chronicles Nightfall. And what that is going to do is it's going to take characters from all 8 of these short stories and bring them together for one 3-issue miniseries. Because all of these stories take place in Dusk County. So we're going to see what happens when someone wanders into Dusk County and their fight for survival as they try and get back out.
Oh, man. Okay, so we told you last year that Joel was going to take the stories from your youth and bend them into something deep and warped and put them in one place. And he did that, in a series of short stories that became this comic book.
Yes.
And the Brothers Grimm weren't as grim as Joel is. And now we're doing it again,
Yes.
taking you deeper into Dusk County,
Yep.
deeper into Dusk,
Yep.
period. And then we're going to actually invite people who are not Dusk County residents to come and visit.
So,
You know, the way he told us to visit.
Yep.
And he's going to do to them on paper what he's already done to us in our minds.
Now, I'm going to bring you back to a question that you asked.
Yes.
Why is this guy in Dusk County?
Yeah.
The beginning of Nightfall, we learn why someone would go to this place where you should never go. What will take someone there? I'll give you a hint. Someone they know has gone into Dusk County and hasn't made it back out.
I love my friends and my family. This community, I love this community. And if any of you go to Dusk County and don't come back, I will miss you.
I was wondering where you were going with that. That
Yes.
was amazing.
Yes. Man, okay, so was there, I know you've been busy this year. I know you've
Yeah.
been writing this year. I know you've been out there tabling, and I know that audiences are loving this.
Yeah.
And I know that was a surprise. What,
Yes.
so I want to know about that moment. I want to know about that. There was a moment on this journey, and I know we all have them.
Yep.
When I'm writing a book, I get to a certain chapter or turn a certain phrase, and I feel the lightning strike, and I know this. I've got something. I've got a
Yep.
tiger by the tail right here. But that's a creative tiger. You knew you had that when you were into this first comic book.
Yep.
When did you feel that lightning here with audiences and readers and making a connection with fans? When did you really get that? What was that moment for you?
It was actually a conversation with a fan that made Nightfall happen. Because, as we mentioned previously in a previous interview, issue number 1 started as just one short story. It was for an anthology that the publisher of which did not want. So I was left with a story and nowhere to go with it. I loved it too much to shelve it. I created 3 more, and that's how the Dusk County Chronicles was born. I have been building this ship as I'm going. And I was having a conversation with a fan at a table at a show not too different from this one, where they had purchased issue number 1 the day before. They came back and they said, I want to know more.
It's got to be a good moment. Look, for a writer.
Right there, I knew I had to give them more. But I had to figure out how to do it, because these are short stories. They're self-contained. From the beginning to the end, you have one complete story in 5 to 7 pages. How do I tell more? That's where Nightfall comes in, because the Dusk County Chronicles is going to stay short stories. This spin-off, Nightfall, ties directly into these characters.
But these will be one-offs with bringing in some new people and getting them lost in Dusk County.
It's a 3-issue miniseries.
Okay.
So in one of these 2 issues, I'm not going to tell you which one or which story, someone goes missing. Then, in the beginning of Nightfall, their sister comes looking for them. And that 3-issue miniseries follows that person as she runs into different characters.
What I love about Joel is that despite writing from a deep, dark hole in his heart, he's also an optimist. Because I'm telling you, if I went missing in a place called Dusk County that is best represented by a map that really looks like Rod Serling got lost, and in the woods with a guy who's already hacked up, I know my sister actually enjoys my company somewhat, but I know she's not coming for me. In fact, I'm sure she will write all the condolence letters and all of the, but she's not coming to get me. So
Yeah.
I love that Joel is an optimist about that. His sister's going into Dusk County for her lost brother. Ish.
Who
Maybe.
said brother?
Brother, sister, another sister. That's why. My sister would do that for my other sisters, that she'd leave me there. Crazy wow Okay, I have to read this card, guys. That's get it. It's 4 sentences. It's a highly evolved paragraph. So
Maybe you should just summarize.
Summarize. Well, I have to read first before I can summarize. So I'm just gonna read. Have a crazy wow. You'll never expect this moment on issue 2. She wants to get as close to a spoiler as you can without spoiling. So she wants to know, is there a moment in here that is just kind of your readers, they know you now.
Mm-hmm.
They've been inside the dark heart.
Yes.
And now you're bringing them into here. Is there a moment in here when there's that moment when they just won't expect it? It's just going to be out of the blue. And what can you tell us about that moment without spoiling it for us?
I have the perfect moment. I need to give a little bit of context as to how we came to this moment.
Okay.
Both of these issues were successfully funded on Kickstarter. As part of the first campaign, we gave people the option to pay a higher dollar amount and be featured as a main character in their own Dusk County story.
Awesome.
3 of the stories in issue number 2 feature real people as their main characters. So I was writing a story, and the whole premise of the story is, whole premise of Dusk County is your childhood is ruined. One guy in a story is on his way to a hospital to visit his newborn son for the first time in Nocturne City, the heart of Dusk County.
Nocturne City?
Nocturne City. And there is a reason for that. There is a reason.
Yeah.
On the outskirts of Dusk County, there is a diner that our main character visits called the Daylight Diner. As you travel in to Dusk County, journeying deeper into dusk, you go from Daylight to Nocturne City. And then your job is to travel back to Daylight and see if you can make it.
What I think what's brilliant about that, and pardon me for waxing philosophical for a moment, I just came from the Comics in the Classroom panel.
Yeah.
And the discussion was getting people to accept comic books as legitimate literary story devices, as true storytelling.
Yeah.
And, convincing teachers and academics and people of that. You just did that in a sentence. It is brilliant, because that is, for as long as the human being could tell stories, the oldest stories that can be recounted are those we told around the campfire. Those that gave us hope for morning, because we knew that right out beyond the firelight were all manner of monsters and demons and critters that wanted to eat us.
Yep.
And we didn't want to leave the firelight. What we wanted to do was make it to the morning. One more night to give us one more day.
Yep.
And that's what you've done here. You gave us a world, a universe inside your books where you drive into dusk, into nocturnal, by the way, guys. It's the Latin for night. From dusk to night, and then the goal is to get out from night, go back to day.
Yep.
And what encapsulates, what drives us more than just making it through the night? And in Joel's case, with the dreams that he has, there are many a nights he's not sure. I'm sure of it. I'm positive of it. So that's awesome.
So to finish off the story very quickly, he's in Nocturne City trying to visit his newborn son. What's the best thing that you can do for a newborn child? You give them something that reminds you of your childhood.
Absolutely.
This guy was raised in Nocturne City, so he goes to his childhood toy store.
There's a toy store in Nocturne City.
That expression right there, that's the wow moment. I don't have to go any further, and you know where this is going.
Yeah. Well, first of all, if you've been with the show for a while and you've seen Joel's other interviews, you know that we talk a lot about creativity and the fact that there's really nothing new under the sun. We are variations on a theme. And Joel's variations, Joel has appropriated from a wide range of storytelling throughout our history.
Yep.
And in his appropriations, and some might say murders, he has, so there's a Toy Story in Nocturne City, and if you guys go back and watch the other episodes with Joel, because you know what he does with toys and Toy Stories. He's, ladies and gentlemen, Joel Rodriguez. That's all I got. We are looking forward to this one after the Dusk County Chronicles episode 1. Looking forward to all you've got coming up the road, man.
Thank you.
It is great to have you back on the show. It is great to see your success because it's inspirational. Success takes a long time. You had that story sitting and nurturing it and building new stories around it and things like that. To see it in print the first time, to see that first Kickstarter go so well, and then to be here and say fans are driving you to do more.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of success we want from our community.
It's surreal.
Awesome job, man.
Thank
That
you.
is fantastic. Congratulations on all of that. And I can't wait to see you up the road. Speaking of which, here on camera, we are going to Sci-Fi Bartow in a few weeks. I hope you'll come out.
Yeah, yep, that's the plan.
Come on out, spend some time with us on stage. Josh and I are going to just stick and pick on people walking by again.
Yes.
You are more than welcome to join us.
Yes,
we
definitely.
would love that, absolutely. Guys, that's my shut-up card. I'm going to say thank you to my partners and our friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, Entertainment Inc., Ink Fusion Magazine, for lending us some great stuff for the set. And they've been selling it like right off the set. Like people go pay them and then come here and take my stuff. So it happens. NSC Live TV, they are helping these comic book stores to enter into that social media live auction market and push a lot of our work out that way, which is fantastic. Thank you for that. Mommy and G Creations, my beautiful daughter-in-law Kim, and my wonderful granddaughter Baby G, who are providing our merchandise for us. Making t-shirts and hats and coffee mugs and you name it for us. Brevard Film and Talent for helping to make us a little bit better filmmakers. Our great friend Josh Bauer at J Bauer Art, who painted live. If you haven't checked that out, check it out over on our Facebook page. Painted live this painting today. So all of this is Josh Bauer's work, except the bricks themselves, which I think I'm going to have him repaint. I don't know. We'll do something. Anyway, Josh Bauer and Famous Faces and Funnies, thank you to all of our friends and partners. Thank you for logging on and tuning in. Check out Joel Rodriguez's links down below, guys. Get your copy of the Dusk County Chronicles. And there's nothing in your childhood that is sacred, nothing that Joel can't turn into a nightmare. So give it to him. Let him work it out. In the meantime, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Joel, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Awesome again.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes.